What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rent. No hate. So we're going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach. But before we do that, I want you to listen to this very intelligent guy called Aries Zodiac. And I want you to hear what he had to say, just some things before this fight. And also, it's a video that was scrapped, another video that was scrapped. This is a very intelligent guy, man. I aspire to be like him one day, and I don't ever want to be like anybody. Just want y'all to hear something real quick.
All agree. When we disagree on something, right? My disagreement with people is not about who they think will win a fight. I don't care about that. We know what happens come fight night. My disagreement with people is when they are not fully informed on why certain fights didn't happen, and based on popular demand, I can tell, like Teddy Atlas included, Max Kellerman included, that there's certain situations where they wasn't fully aware. They wasn't in full disclosure about what was happening. So they thought, well, let me see what people are saying online. And they went with that narrative because there were facts that I know they didn't know about. And then when I make my video, I post those facts. Now, when I post those facts, then it's like, what you gonna say? Yeah, but what? Facts are facts. Simple. Okay. If you listen to what I'm saying, you've never once heard me. Now, I said I think Tank can beat all those dudes. Now, when I say that, am I telling you, I guarantee you he'll beat all of them? No, because I don't know. Fight night, you don't know what's going to happen until these guys get in here. I can say I believe he can. I think Tank has the power and the skill to beat any of them. This is where you heard me say, with Shakur Stevenson style, Shakur style will give Tank problems. Why? Because Tank is not the type of attacker that he's cerebral while he's throwing punches and exchanging. He doesn't do that. Tank is the type of attacker, like Jim Lampley made a point. And this is what I've been telling you motherfuckers. This is what I'm saying. But he put it in these words. Let me say, Tank, his average is 28 punches per round. I told you guys, Tank doesn't throw that many punches per round, but he's accurate and he can punch, and he has one punch power. So unless a guy is like just so much bigger than him and fighting at that weight where he can absorb the shot better, and I haven't seen anybody yet, he only has 2 people that he didn't knock out, right? In his whole boxing pro career. So now, when I'm telling you, he doesn't throw that many punches around, but he's accurate and he has power. Jim Lampley told you he throws, his average is 28 punches around, but he has a 94% knockout ratio, right? Whatever. So he has the highest knockout ratio in the sport. Isn't he telling you the same exact shit that I'm telling you? Tank is accurate. He understands physicality. Jim Lampley.
Now, I just wanted y'all to hear this. Because, see, what happens in videos is people will listen. People will agree. Then you, of course, have the idiots that don't know anything that will comment. But this is what I've been telling you guys. And I'm going to tell you what we saw tonight. Or should I say last night. Right now it's 5:46 in the morning. And I'm getting ready to get my workout in as usual. So here's what we saw. First of all, salute to Lamont Roach and salute to Tank Davis for coming in there and doing what they had to do. Now, when I tell you guys about styles, you know what's so funny is people always talk about styles make fights, but when it comes to certain fighters, they don't think there's a style in the world that can match it. But when you see a person that mastered their craft, which is what I tell you, you don't have too many masters of their craft right now. Okay, but as good as Tank Davis is, now I wanted you to hear. Y'all know this video is already in the catalog. I wanted to remind you what I said. And I say Shakur Stevenson's style will give Tank trouble. And like I tell you, I think Tank got the tools. See, because Tank can punch and he can box, he has that in his favor that, hey, he can box, but he also can catch you and knock you out. So he doesn't have to depend on just power. There's no one element particularly you have to depend on in his arsenal against the guys at 135. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm watching him, and that's pretty much, if you look at what we saw tonight, Tank punched more later on in the fight than he did earlier. Like he went past his, 28 punches around because he had to. He felt that he had to. And basically, what we saw was a guy who thought, I'm going to knock this guy out. Now, him telling him it's going to get bad and asking him why he bring his mom and all of that. Now, if you guys really think that Tank thought that Lamont Roach was better than Shakur, if you think that Tank thought that Lamont Roach is better than Keyshawn and he went with the best possible option, you got to be full of shit. If you think that Tank said, you know what, I see something in Lamont Roach that other people don't see. No, that's what he want to tell you. Tank Davis took this fight, what they had, 19,000 plus people came out, broke his attendance record and all that. And I told you guys are so focused on star power and numbers that you forget the skills. You forget, the essence of boxing. You forget the reason that the fuck you're showing up. And this is, like I said, when you got people come up to a fight and taking pictures out on red carpet and trying to promote their book and their new movie and all this bullshit, and on social media just, taking pictures of with other stars and all this kind of goofy shit, whatever. That's not what I give a fuck about. And that's not what the fighters care about. Okay? And nothing stays the same forever. In fact, I was watching a video where they said that shit, man, the NBA has lost 53% of its fucking viewing audience. And I've been telling you guys, yeah, basketball ain't shit. You got motherfuckers running up. You can't hand check people anymore. Any physicality, you're blowing the whistle. You run up, they're just 3-point happy. And all they care about is stats and wanting to say they're greater than this person and that person and whatever. Yet your audience is going, this shit's garbage. You understand what I'm saying? It's been bougied up, it's been watered down, and people can't get into this shit anymore. So yeah. And the same thing, when you depend on star power to get you to certain places, this is what happens. You get there and then it's like, okay, now what? You're the star, you're the cash cow. How long is this going to last, right? That may deplete before you decide to retire. You don't have to be on top the entire time that you're in the game. You understand what I mean? So it's like the video I seen of Tank Davis saying, I don't care about title belts and all that and pound for pound. He said it. He said, my whole thing, the way I was raised, all I care about, like, I'm go get in, get my money, and get out. Okay, see, this is what starts happening and going and taps into what we saw tonight. Tank Davis thought he was going to go in there, give Lamont Roach all the praise in the world, stretch him out, then continue to fool people into thinking there's nobody that can beat him. Because here's the reality. Like I said, you never know what's going to happen on fight night. I said I think Tank got all the skills that he needs to beat any of these guys at 135, right? And possibly 140 as well. At the same time, I told you the same thing. Caleb Plant has the tools he needs. Listen, the tools. Okay? He has the tools to beat Canelo. How he used them is what it's going to come down to. Meaning, okay, what's the difference in the tools and the skills? Is because when you have the skill set, the experience, everything that kicks in, you know how. Like if you fall behind, you know how to catch up. If you have the skills, you know how to not fall behind. Certain fighters you can take different chances and different risks with and be able to have an equalizer for it all. Whether it's a comeback knockout or a comeback points decision, whatever it may be. Now, the tools mean I have the hand speed, right? I don't punch that hard, but I know how. I'm not the biggest puncher, but I know how to put it all together. Now, against Canelo, Is he gonna go out there and use these tools properly? Is his gas tank gonna fucking run out? Like, what's gonna be the case, right? So when I say, even like when we talk about how Caleb Plant Achilles' heel has always been his stamina, right? Even if he didn't get tired, does he still win the fight? We don't know. Does he put it together enough to win the fight? We don't know. Because see, the thing is, when you know that you don't have the right gas, like a really big gas tank, how do you beat a guy with experience like that? You understand what I mean? That knows how to break you down. That's what I'm saying. It's a difference because why? Skill for skill. Caleb Plant, it's not like he's that much, like, I can't say he's better than Canelo, but I can say he has enough tools to hang in there with him. In other words, if you don't get what I'm saying, let's take two mechanics. Let's take two fully loaded toolboxes. The mechanic on this side knows how to use every tool in that motherfucking toolbox. The mechanic on this side knows how to use half of or most of the tools on this toolbox, in his toolbox. But he may go in there and he's working on something one day and he's learning as he's working. Oh, that's what this is for. Oh, whereas this guy already knows it, which means his think tank is quicker than his. Do you understand what I'm saying? He knows what to use. He don't even have to go read. He know what is what. No, this is for that. No, that's too small. Give me that. That's the one. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So it comes more natural to this person. It's quicker. This person over here is not that he doesn't have the ability to learn. It's just that what you don't know going into certain fights can haunt you because, okay, damn, now I'm learning, but am I even confident that I can do it? You understand what I'm saying? It's a difference. Okay. So yeah, Tank Davis, what we saw tonight, I feel like he underestimated. Like, in his mind, don't be fooled. Tank did not take this fight because he thought this was the toughest fight. That's the bullshit. That's what he want to tell y'all. Tank thought he was going to look spectacular, grab and eat some easy money. You guys remember, Jamel Herring beat Lamont Roach. Shakur Stevenson destroyed Jamel Herring. He systematically picked him apart. And I believe Shakur Stevenson would systematically pick Lamont Roach apart. It's not that Lamont Roach isn't a good fighter. I told you guys, he doesn't have popularity, but he's a decent fighter. Look, the good thing about tonight is Lamont Roach has put himself in a position to be a force to be reckoned with. Lamont Roach is like I said, he got what but he showed you something. A slick boxer that can counter always give offensive-minded fighters problems. And I just broke that down in this video as well. And I told you the same. And the reason why I felt the need to even talk about that is, one, Shakur Stevenson is a slick boxer that's defensive-minded. And two, Lamont Roach is also a slick boxer that likes to counter. The thing was, I don't think anybody pictured him, just taking clean shots from Tank. And he was able to do so. Now, I didn't picture him standing there and banging with Tank. But at times he did. And Tank, from the very beginning, Lamont Roach wasn't the one taking any back steps. And if he had of, that makes Tank go, okay, he don't want to taste this power. Tank is not really thinking so much about, he's trying to lure me in and bait me. But at the same time, he is. His first train of thought is, Tank is sort of a bully. He tries to fill you up to see what you're doing. And if you start backing up, he's knowing, all right, he don't want to get hit. Right? Now when you try to stand your ground, he might try to be more aggressive and, throw a hard shot to the body. Something to make you, let me see if I can keep making him go back. But now if you don't, he's realizing, he is trying to bait me. So now let me be careful. And that's why they was at a stalemate the majority of the times in the fight. And when Tank started to get hit more, And when he started to realize that, damn, this motherfucker's taking my punch, okay, you didn't see that same cerebral Tank. And like I told you, he's not known for trading punches and being cerebral at it. Nope. He's known for being cerebral to get that knockout, catch you with a shot you don't see coming, and finish you off. He understands physicality. Okay? But mentally, he wasn't able to get in Lamont Roach's head, and he wasn't able to get Lamont Roach to do what he wanted him to do. Now, he said in the press conference, the post conference, that he lost track of the rounds. And then he also said something that was very delusional. When he said, one person asked him, he said, Lamont Roach learned a lot about you tonight. What did you learn about Lamont Roach? He said, I could have stopped him. At what point in that fight did you see him even looking close to stopping Lamont Roach? And in fact, let me say this before I even get into that. When he went down and took a knee, that shit should have been counted. Without the knee, Lamont Roach won that fight. Lamont Roach control. Now, you always talk about ring generalship. You always talk about controlling the pace, controlling the distance. Lamont Roach did that. The person that fought desperately, if you look at it, was Tank. Tank fought more out of his character because now he was doing what he was supposed to, and I'm trying to close this gap. I don't want this to fight. I know this is a close fight, and I don't, I want to take it from him. I don't want him to win. I can't. So he was smart for doing that. Now, remember in the video when I said the one thing with Tank is if he was fighting Shakur, now imagine with Shakur's gas tank, because Shakur don't get tired either. Yeah, he is one of those guys that can fight 15 rounds as well. So his power has nothing to do with it. It's his skill set. Just like with Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach said he think Tank felt his power. Lamont Roach punches, it was nothing about his power so much. It was more of him being able to hit Tank and Tank not being able to get away from the shot. Getting embarrassed and getting outpointed. Like Tank said, right? His fear is to get embarrassed. So when Tank was stepping it up and he was landing those shots, see, it wasn't the same. Because like I said, pinpoint accuracy. Tank looks to cut your shot. Okay, so you didn't see him doing it tonight. You saw him trying to go in there and trying to bang with a guy because he thought this was what he had to do. And it didn't work out. He didn't get the knockout. So the draw, Tank Davis, was a gift of the draw. Tank didn't. That was no draw. And I know you'll have people. Listen, I know this. Like I know Sunday comes after fucking Saturday. I know you're going to have some people saying, if they haven't already said it, somebody's going to stand in front of a camera. And if you guys see anybody do it, post it in the comment section. Somebody's going to say some shit like, well, I mean, Tank's the champ, and you have to show that you have to take the title. You have to do more. See, I'm going to tell you, that's how it's been in boxing for many champions. But it's also been times where it didn't go that way. And this is what I don't like, the inconsistency, the non-structural factor. Because what that really is this. Let's say you have two players and you're playing basketball, but you're running a full court, right? And you don't ever change sides. The champion gets to say, I want this side the whole game. Okay, now on this side, the champion, when he gets the ball, his hoop is 10 feet. His opponent's hoop is 15 feet. And that's what you're doing. So you get the ball, you running back, same old 10-foot hoop. This one goes back, he's shooting at a 15-foot hoop. And basically, he has to match you point for point and everything when your hoop is here and his is here. You understand what I mean? So at the end of the day, the point with that part is like, what you might as well say, they should just put it in the fucking rule book. For you to be the champion, you have to dominate or knock them out. Because at the end of the day, that's bullshit. And when I look at Shakur Stevenson's style, right? For Tank, even if he tried to be more aggressive for Shakur, he's going to get counted more. I didn't need to see the Lamont Roach fight to say that. That's why I wanted you to hear what I said in this video as well. And that's why I said what I said in the video. If he is to beat Shakur fair, without, let's say it goes to decision, more than likely, but without the judges robbing Shakur. Okay, without them robbing him. Because that, you getting the decision doesn't necessarily mean that you actually really truly won that fight. And fighters know when they really lost. What I'm saying, for him to truly beat Shakur, more than likely it'd have to be by knockout. Or, and I'm going to tell you why I say this. Now, you never know what's going to happen come fight night. But looking at both fighters and I've never seen Shakur fight to where when you guys say he's scared, no, he's not scared. I've never seen him fight like scared, like, oh my God, this guy. No, what I see with Shakur is he's so defensive minded. The fights are not pleasing to the people watching. They want knockout. They want more engagement, right? So I've never seen him fight like that. I've seen him fight to where he was just being cautious enough to where, okay, listen, look at my face at the end of the fight. Look, like he's throwing all these punches, but he's not really hitting anything. And where Shakur could take advantage of a hit and miss, where sometimes he won't. You understand? And stuff like that. Okay. Now, against Tank Davis, Shakur has to go into this fight knowing Tank's the A side. Tank's the harder puncher, right? So I know I got to make a miss and make him pay. Fight my fight. I got to make sure my accuracy is there, right? There's going to be no doubt. When they see his head snapping back, doesn't matter if I'm not hurting him, but they see his sweat flying off his head. He's not catching me with all them shots. Doesn't matter what he's throwing, right? A man that throws 28 punches around. Now look at what happens when he just starts letting his hands go. It's not the same as I'm going to time this shot, time you. I'm reserving energy. See, this is what Tank does. So it's a double-edged sword for Tank stylistically. Why? Because if he's fighting and holding back, right? And understand, Shakur is fighting more defensive-minded, not just because it's the pressure the fighters coming in throwing punches, not just because they're coming forward, but they're coming in and they're trying to land some shit. You understand what I mean? And so if you think about it, Shakur's not exerting extra energy either. But you're coming in forward, but you're getting tagged. Pop, pop, pop. Now let me up my punch output, but you're not hitting anything. And Shakur's decisively picking you apart. You understand what I'm saying? So either way, the adjustments that Shakur's going to make is the less you do, the more I'm going to do. The more you do, the more I'm going to move and tag you and keep moving and make you keep coming all night, but I'm going to keep moving. Frustration sets, all these things. Slick boxers usually beat these aggressive fighters. So what I'm saying, if you guys think Tank understands physicality, I've been telling you, he understands what's going on. So when Tank watched Shakur, in my strong opinion, when he watched Shakur, he knows, hey, this dude's a problem. Because whereas Tank's opponents get tired and he starts to break them down, this is the point. Shakur won't be tired. Shakur will be there all night, just as fresh as Tank is. Now, what's going to happen when you need a knockout? And we've already seen when you let your hands go and you're punching just more than you need to, your punches aren't as solid. That's not Tank's comfort zone. See, every fighter that has had an aura of invincibility, they don't necessarily lose to another motherfucker that can really punch. They get beat by these pure slick boxers. And so what I'm saying is, Tank knows Shakur is no fucking pushover. So why do you think he picked Lamont Roach? Now, if Tank, let's look at it this way. Did you one time hear Tank bring up Jamel Herring for beating Lamont Roach? Nope. He act like it never happened. Who's beating Shakur Stevenson? Nobody. But he says they haven't done shit. They haven't done enough. And then Shakur beats the fuck out of Jamel Herring. So what you think Tank would have said if Jamel Herring would have beat Shakur? You don't think he would have brought that up? He's criticizing a multi-time champion, undefeated fighter. undefeated, talented fighter. Okay? Lamont Roach is a talented fighter. I told you guys, he's decent, he's good. He is. I told you that. But, at the same time, the majority of you watching, let me say it this way. You Tank fans was thinking this is going to be a massacre. You heard what I told Lamont Roach. Go out there and do what you do. Come and do your best to come get the win. See, a fighter's job, let's say it accurately, a fighter's job is to fight. Winning is the goal, but the job is to fight. So if these motherfuckers are coming out here and they're like fighting against people that you don't really want to see fight, and then something like this happens, like I said, that's the good part, is now all of a sudden Lamont Roach is now being a force to be reckoned with. But now what happens now? Does Tank say, nah, fuck this, we running it back? Now, according to Tank, he's not retiring. He said he's going to take like a week off, then he's right back in the gym, right? I'm not big on rematches. For me, it has to really be a reason. This is a reason. Because if he doesn't fight Lamont Roach, who else is he going to fight? He don't want to fight Shakur. Did you not see at the post conference? Somebody said, asked a question about somehow he was saying he had an announcement about fighting someone, and he asked who was it, and he said that the person was in his came in his locker room. And when he said, was it Shakur? He said, nah, or something. He's like, he's here tonight, and he's like, Shakur wasn't in my locker room. And he had this angry face. He don't want to fight Shakur. He don't want Shakur to be seen as his equal. He don't want Shakur and his name to be in the same breath. See, you ever watch those old kung fu movies? And it's the type of shit where, like, you got that student who his master taught him everything that student knows, but that master didn't teach that student everything that he knows. And then that student tries to turn on him and come back to avenge him because he wants that power he has. He wants his spot. He wants to run the Shaolin Temple or whatever. See, if you listen to Tank Davis, everybody always want to make Floyd to be the bad guy. But you listen to them, it's like Tank want to be seen the way Floyd is seen. And Floyd put the work in. Floyd did what he was supposed to do. He did it the right way. And when, like I said, once he became the cash cow, you hear me tell you guys all the time, every fucking fighter gets to that point that once they become big, what they start doing now is, and trust me, they sit down with their fucking team. This isn't Aries just telling you some shit out of his ass, okay? They tell him, man, you don't need this fight right now. They try to negotiate their fighters the best deals. Now, if a motherfucker, Eddie Hearn, comes and says, Aries, okay, listen, man, we're trying to get you in our Fury. You know that's a mega fight right there. Okay, Fury don't want to fight you. They're not showing any interest in fighting. Even though you're the champion, he's over here on some bullshit because he's fighting other guys making more money than you, or just as much money by taking an easier route. Okay, now if Eddie says to me, hey man, why don't you fight Manuel Char? Because we're going to go to your city where you're from. We're going to sell the building out. You're going to make a huge amount of money, right? And it's easy work. You'll destroy Manuel Char. And I'm going to look at that fight and say, Eddie, I get what you're saying. I'm going to get my $20 million no matter who I fight, right? But at the same time, we got Usyk over here. Why the fuck would I not fight Usyk? I'm not afraid of Usyk or anybody else. I'll beat Usyk. I'll beat Fury. I will not lose to these guys. Me disgracing myself and the sport of boxing fighting Manuel Char. Because if I tell the public the truth, that's what I'm going to have to say, right? Because I don't make lies up. Or I'm going to just shut up and let you talk for me so you can disguise the shit however you fucking want. You understand? Now I'm looking like a hypocrite because I speak for myself, but now when I have to give the audience, give the fans who's paying to come to the fight, who's paying to watch the fight, and I'm going to sit here and now get mad because people are saying, well, why Manuel Char? Because now I'm going to say, well, this motherfucker right here, Eddie Hearn, brought this bum ass motherfucking fighter. I want Usyk. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have to agree with that shit. No, I don't want Manuel Char. I want Usyk. After I beat Usyk, I want Wilder. After I beat Wilder, I want fucking Parker. And if by then Fury still don't want to fight, well, after I beat everybody and there's nobody fucking left but Fury, what choice does he have other than to say, I'm a pussy, I'm scared of Aries, and that's why I'm not fighting him? Because at this point, I won't need Fury. And if he don't want a super fight, I'll create my own super fights. Simple. Because I'm going to go in there and deliver. That's not what fighters do. Manager says, hey, I can get you an easy fight and you still going to make 20 million. Fuck, bet. And of course, they're going to sit there. That's why when they always go to, gotta go to my management team. That's why I bring up the Amanda Serrano scenario several times. Why? Because you got to bring awareness and you got to remind people. When Amanda Serrano was asked by an interview, I forget who the lady was she fought, but she said, why fight such an unworthy opponent? And she goes, well, she called my name, so hey, she wanted, I had to give it to her. And the interviewer says, well, yeah, but at the same time, Sky Nicholson also called your name, and she's a much better fighter than she is, so, and a champion, at 126 where you hold titles, so why not fight her? And then immediately, all in the same breath, Amanda Serrano's face looked like, you motherfucker, why the fuck you had to ask me that? That's how she looked. Well, I'm not my management team. You gotta talk to my management team. So you think I give a fuck about some disgruntled fucking racist, biased fucking fans who don't want to fucking admit the truth? Because basically that's what the fuck she did. So this unexperienced, weak-ass opponent calls your name, and that's why you fought her. Sky Nicholson, who's more than worthy, calls your name. Now, all of a sudden, you got to talk to my management. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So for Tank Davis, talking about retiring, we ain't supposed to be here, you know what I'm saying? Niggas like us, we you know what I'm saying? The shit we go through, right. Now you're wrestling with yourself. You heard him say in an interview he want to go get therapy, but he feel like he's scared that therapy will take that savagery away and all of that. Okay, well, I tell you what. People think Tank had a bad night tonight. It wasn't a bad night. I didn't see it as a bad night. Or he looked a little bit off. So Lamont Roach had nothing to do with that. That was just bad Tank, huh? Okay, well, Tank is going to have an issue trying to figure out slick boxers. You guys saw what happened when Mike Tyson fought against James Quick Tillis, right? Motherfucker comes in there imitating Ali. That's how Quick Tillis dancing around his toes. And you know how many losses Quick Tillis had, though? But Quick Tillis is the first person that took Mike Tyson the distance. That style bothered him. It bothered him. And a whole lot of people, if not most, was like, yo, I think Tillis won, man. I think he won. Now, commentary is saying they think Tillis needs a knockout to win. Most people was going, nah. I think Tillis really won that fight. Because with Mike Tyson, see, when you're the favorite to win, if you fart in the ring, right, they applaud every fucking thing you do. I've seen fighters throw flurries of punch, they ain't hitting shit, but the crowd's going crazy. They're not hitting anything. And then when you see the replay in slow motion, you realize this motherfucker was missing all that shit. Ain't hit nothing, but the crowd's going crazy. So if the judges are scoring based on crowd noise, is that what we doing? Because, yeah, then I guess you won. But in terms of what happened in that ring, skill for skill, Lamont Roach controlled everything. He showed better ring generalship. And he outlanded Tank, in my opinion. Listen, he outlanded Tank, and he fought the way he fought. And like I said, without the knee, he still won. And the thing is, they didn't even count the knee. And people were saying, well, the judges probably counted the knee. I don't think they counted that knee. Because if they counted that knee, then he wins. I watched the fight. And here's the thing. I like Tank as a fighter. I wanted Tank to win. Now, it's always may the best man win. So when I say I wanted him to win, it's not a, oh, please, no. And I'm like, because I want to see him and Shakur. I want to see him and Keyshawn. All this bullshit about retiring, that's his business and his right to do so. But all this goofy ass talk that these fucking fighters do because they simply can't, they don't want to fight certain people. This is why I said, like when Lennox Lewis retired, everybody bashed him. I said, nah, he's doing the right thing. It's his job and his right to retire. But if he's not going to go back into an instant rematch with Vitaly Klitschko, I don't want to see him fight anybody else. And if he does, it has to be another top level guy. Well, why not give this man a rematch? Now, did he have to? No. And basically, he busted my man face up and all. They both fought a good fight. It was a great war. And people were so focused on wanting to see Lewis lose, that they just shitted on the fight like no, it was a good fucking fight, man. They had a war. And Lewis got his licks in there too. So it's not like Vitaly went in and just kicked his ass. But he definitely, in my opinion, was winning that fucking fight. But Lewis, hey, they stopped it on cuts. And they had Lewis. Hey, look, at the end of the day, y'all, it's like being a fan favorite, you have advantages if you don't get knocked out. Being a fan favorite brings a lot of different things into play. Because I wish somebody would explain and make sense, not to me, because I already know it's bullshit. Why the fuck that ref stopped counting? That was a fucking knockdown because he took a knee. Now, did Tank Davis look like he was hurt from a punch? Nah, he said he had something in his eye and I seen him like doing this shit and okay. He took a knee to not get hit, get followed up with some shit, and I get, okay. And that's what fighters do when they get hurt as well. They get buzzed, they'll take a knee so they don't, take no unnecessary punches. So I get that. Point what I'm saying though is the ref should have counted that shit. Now that becomes a 2-point round. He took a fucking knee. If somebody's cornerman and throw a towel in the ring, imagine the ref take the towel and throw it back out at the corner. No, they don't want to fight no more. There's rules. And he took a fucking knee. Why'd you not count? Why'd you stop counting? And it was not considered a knockdown. I don't give a fuck if you realize he had something in his eye. When Muhammad Ali fought Sonny Liston put that liniment shit in his hair, put a hat on his gloves. I know it was in his gloves. Now, now the thing about the hair is it could be dangerous for the fighter because when sweat starts pouring down, that shit can go into your eyes. But it was all in Ali's eyes and Angelo Dundee. Ali was, of course, he's frustrated because he couldn't see. Angelo Dundee said, Ali was like, yo, man, cut the gloves off. I can't see. My eyes are burnt. I can't see. And you see Ali in the corner like this and shit. You can see, like, you see the shit. Right? And Angelo said he told Ali, this the big times, kid. We don't cut no gloves off. And he said he's pouring the water and trying to clean his eyes. He told him, just run. Just get on your feet, move. Just, and you see Ali doing just that. He's in there dancing and moving and staying away. And when Ali's eyes start to clear up, he starts picking dude apart and he starts putting on him and start tearing his ass up. And what did he do? He took the fight right out of Sonny Liston. Why? For one, I'm this big, bad, hard punching machine that nobody can beat, right? Now all of a sudden, I'm fighting the guy that I thought I was going to kill and everybody else thought I was going to kill. And I'm losing this fight. I cheat. This motherfucker eyes are burning. This was my go up in my sleeve and pull out a dirty trick card. And now this motherfucker all of a sudden is tearing my ass up again. And Sonny quit in the corner. Okay? Just saying. So taking the knee wasn't the bad thing. But even him arguing with the ref. And then at the post conference saying he took a knee so he don't take more punches, get hit with punches because he couldn't see. Okay, well, whatever was in his fucking eye. That's what I'm saying. I'm not faulting him for taking the knee, but all of a sudden he got up and, he starts, fighting back more. but he's not really landing shit. And when he did land, Lamont was able to take it. Now, look at Lamont's face at the end of the fight as well. Did he look all fucked up, eyes swollen and cheeks all bruised and nose? No. So, what I say to any of you boxer fans, even fight fans, use some common fucking sense, man. These are nothing but human beings. You all tag Superman or some superhuman, or he's not real, this guy's from another stratosphere. Y'all sell this goofy shit, repeat what these fucking commentators and, they always want to make some fighter larger than life, and y'all go for that shit. Any of these motherfuckers can be beat. I mean, being a champion is one thing, but what the fuck is the opponent supposed to have 3 hands? 3 feet? They got extra arms or something? Like, no, they got 2 legs, 2 arms, just like, the opponent. And for them to have to go in there and like dominate the win is like, come on, bro. This shit's unfair. Tank is a huge draw. Lamont Roach isn't. And so basically, business and politics plays a part in decisions, and we know this. And I don't give a fuck how much you like Tank. I like Tank as a fighter too. As a fighter, I told you he's a bad dude in that ring, but guess what? He's human. And he didn't win this fight tonight. And this was no fucking draw. Lamont was robbed. Yes, he was robbed. You can't sit here and, you know how many times in the past people, like all these Deontay Wilder fans, talking about Fury getting dropped twice in one fight, but pretty much Wilder wasn't winning rounds. Now, let the Deontay Wilder fans tell you, oh man, he won at least 6 of them rounds. I ain't no bullshit. If he won 6 of those rounds and got 2 knockdowns, it wouldn't have been no fucking draw. He was not winning those rounds. In fact, that's the only rounds that I actually say I felt like he won, was the ones that he got knockdowns. And when you watch the fight back, if you look, these motherfuckers land like 8 punches a round, 10 punches the next round, 9. They was barely landing shit. But at the same time, Fury was winning these rounds. He was outpointing Wilder. You see the total punch stats. You see who won. So even with the 2 knockdowns, no, it wasn't enough for Wilder to win. And that's all people was focused on, was the 2 knockdowns. Now, all of a sudden now, Tank takes a knee. It's considered a knockdown. We saw Jermell Charlo do that against Canelo. He wasn't hurt from the punch that landed. He felt it. I'm not saying maybe he might have, okay, oh shit, but he knew he had his bearings. He wasn't like on the verge of fall. He just took a knee. Give yourself some time, some space. Let me get up and then keep my distance from Canelo. So what made it different for Tank? Now, this is somewhat like when Wilder fought Ortiz. And remember, they was trying to build to him getting in there with Fury and all that, whatever, right? Well, look at what happened. Wilder gets hurt, gets buzzed in the 6th round. He's staggering all over the ring several times. You seen him go back into the ropes. If the ropes wasn't there, he probably would have fell. And Ortiz is on him and he's throwing, and he threw like 20-something punches, man, and Wilder wasn't answering back. And the start of the 7th round, why did the ref go check on Wilder? Why is he talking to him? They're standing, and Wilder thought a little bit of second. Oh, that wasn't enough time. Bullshit, Wilder. Bullshit. Because the same way you say that, if the referee does that, when Fury drops, it's over. And guess what? That 10 count that y'all talking about, oh, but it's supposed to be 10 seconds. No. There's no such thing. You look at the boxing rules. I know the shit. There's no 10-second count. It's a 10 count. You've never seen a referee go in there and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've never seen that. The referees are like 1, 2, 3. You know that's the way they count. It's no 10-second count. It's a 10 count. Y'all sit here and just make up rules and shit and tell y'all something. And what happened? He counted, and Fury sat the fuck up, got up, and then started to fucking back Wilder down. Same way, like I said before, same way the referee could have waved it off because Wilder was getting hit with punches and wasn't answering back. And I've seen that happen without a fighter being knocked down. So you can't look at it you can look at how the fuck you want, but the reality is it just doesn't work that way. It only works for the fighter that you want to see win. And that's the shit that people do. And this fight right here just shows you what I'm telling you. You can build this aura of invincibility all you want with a fighter, but at some point, They have that fight. I'm not even going to say Tank was exposed because Tank already had several fights in his come up where he didn't look his best or look as good as people thought he should have looked. Like he didn't live up to the hype and people, oh, this dude's overrated, blah blah blah. No, I don't feel like Tank was exposed in this fight. I feel like what happened is people that don't know shit about boxing talk too fucking much, and for people that do understand boxing get caught up into these images, into the hype. And they don't look at things realistically. They look at the hype. They feed into the hype. They know if they say good things about the fan favorites that they're going to get praise. They're going to get more attention and people going to appreciate their words more. They're scared, to be honest. And this is where I'm saying when you look at the shit for what it is, Tank Davis fought a dude that could box, that could handle the shit that he does. And he did it effective enough to where Tank didn't look like the same fighter in terms of how he normally fights, because guess what? Lamont Roach wasn't falling into fighting him the way he wanted him to fight. And that's the thing. Every time a fighter looks great, looks spectacular, that's what y'all do. But as soon as they have a good fight, a proper scrap with somebody coming in just as prepared as them, y'all say they had a bad night, had an off night. But it had nothing to do with the opponent. It's always everything other than the person in front of you. And that's why I told you guys last year, the year before that, whenever I hear fighters say shit like, when they say, well, what happened in it? I could have did better. I should have been doing this. I should have been right. You know why you couldn't? Because your fucking opponent wouldn't let you. That's why. That's why. And for Tank to sit here, see and understand, these are seasoned veterans. So all these excuses, these rookie mistakes, no. See how y'all ragged on Errol Spence. Remember when he fooled UD fight? I forgot my man's name, and he knocked his mouthpiece out. And then Errol Spence got caught because he looked at his mouth, looked down instead of, he took his eye. Keep your eyes on your opponent at all times, right? And what did he do? He got his mouthpiece knocked out, and he turns to look at his mouthpiece, and he got caught. I forgot my man's name. Same dude that beat Pacquiao in his last fight. But and Errol Spence says in an interview later on after the fight happened, he says the reason he looked down is because he thought his teeth got knocked out. Like he thought his teeth was in the mouthpiece or whatever, right? But bottom line, that's what he did. And he got caught. And at the end of the day, this is what I'm saying though. This is a situation of, oh shit, now a motherfucker thinking his teeth got knocked out, but it completely made him take his eyes off of his opponent. Regardless. Oh man, this motherfucker, right? Blah, blah, blah. Y'all had everything to say. I don't have no beef with the little belly dancer, but what he's doing is some sucker shit as far as, how he's trying to pretend, that Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson isn't on his level, but somehow Lamont Roach is. Now, you know what will make Tank look even really stupid is if he don't fight motherfucking a rematch with Lamont Roach. What if he don't? And then Shakur Stevenson fights Lamont Roach and go in there and beat the shit out of him. Dismantle him, break him down systematically. Then what? Now, even let's just say, for example, let's say Lamont Roach, because people say shit like, Tank came up from 130, right? I mean, that's that Lamont Roach came up from 130, and if they're saying shit like, this is a 130-pound fighter, yeah, well, Tank came up from 130 as well, but at the same fucking time, right? His body is adjusted to this weight, whatever, okay, fine, whatever. Maybe Lamont Roach might feel strong at 135, I don't know. I don't really care, because bottom line is, no, Lamont Roach is not a devastating puncher at all. He's not a big puncher. In fact, if you remember, Tank described his power as sneaky power. What did Regis Prograde describe Devin Haney's power as? Sneaky power. Which means, they punches don't normally really hurt you, but if they catch you with something you don't see, they time it right, they can buzz you. So no. That's my whole point. His power had nothing to do with it. It was the fact that he was crafty enough to get the shots landed on Tank, and Tank couldn't get away from the shots. You know what I'm saying? So he was derailing Tank from doing whatever he wanted to do. And that's why the Tank was negotiating. Now, why is it someone with Tank's IQ, Tank's speed, and his power? Huh? Why is it he was fighting a guy like Lamont Roach so tentatively? Now, y'all keep talking about... Now, of course, I expect if Shakur to fight Tank, he's going to box and move like he normally does. Y'all keep talking about he's going to get in there and run. He's going to... Okay, wait. Tank doesn't use footwork coming forward to cut the ring off. Tank uses footwork going backwards to get away from you. Tank just comes in. When he comes forward, he just comes in and he kind of, wait, try to make you move, miss, move his head, and he'll throw sneaky shots. He'll rip a combination. He'll throw one hard shot. Right? He times everything. And he'll break you down and he'll win. And mostly by knockout. But that's not what happened last night. Now, it was a good fight. It was a good card in general. I'm not going to break the whole card down and all. I seen everything afterwards. I wasn't paying for that shit. I mean, it wouldn't hurt my pockets, not even a little bit. It's not even the point, though. I just, it's one of the things about these streaming apps. You already pay a monthly service, right? And then now they want you to pay damn near, $80 for a fucking, pay-per-view when you're already paying for the fucking service. And it's not like I really cared so much about this fight. But it was a good fight. And for the record, go back and look at my videos. I'm saying Tank is the favorite to win. Tank is expected to win. And I'm telling you why Tank chose Roach. But I never said Roach couldn't fight. I told you guys he's a good fighter. He's decent, but he's not well known. So people are expecting him to get dominated. And pretty much, these people came out for Tank, man. Now Tank is in a position where now diehard dummies are always going to, be there to suck you off no matter what you do. But there's going to be a lot of people now going, all right, Tank, you owe this dude a rematch. Now the Tank diehards, or should I say the Tank retards, to be sitting there going, well, man, he won. Oh, it was a good fight. Or Lamont Roach is better than Keyshawn. He's better than Shakur. Yeah, that's what they're going to do to try to save face for Tank. But it doesn't make a difference what they say. Reality is he needs to rematch Lamont Roach. Now, if he wins, what reason will he have to not fight against Keyshawn or to fight against Shakur? And here goes the funny thing, right? I doubt very seriously the person that came in Tank's locker room was Shakur. He said Shakur didn't come in my locker room, so it's not Shakur. It wasn't Keyshawn Davis. So who the fuck else did he want to fight? Who else does he want to fight? And I believe if Tank was in a position where he had to choose, if he wanted to choose a good fighter, I believe he'd probably fight Abdullah Mason before he fight any of those other two more seasoned than him. See, y'all don't understand what's happening. And that's what I'm saying. Pay attention to what people say. You guys would make terrible investigators or terrible judges when you sit up and play favoritism. Because when a fighter says, I don't care about title belts, I don't care about none of that. All I care, I just want to make my money, get in, and then get out. Ain't that the same shit Jared Anderson says? It's just that Tank is a much better fighter than Jared Anderson. But do you understand what I'm saying? It's the same mindset. Guys like Tank get nervous. They get scared, but they try to act calm and tough. But they really don't be as confident as they pretend. And now, that doesn't mean that bitch-made motherfucker, like scary punk-ass motherfuckers. I'm scared. What I mean is like they're not as brave as they pretend. And then, but they try to talk down everybody. See, Tank would rather downplay a fight with Shakur to make y'all think Shakur ain't shit so you don't have to fight him. And the same with Keyshawn Davis. Question. If Tank was fighting Keyshawn Davis last night, what y'all think would have happened if that had been Keyshawn instead of Lamont Roach, who basically is he's a Devin Haney type puncher? What y'all think would have happened if that had been Shakur Stevenson in there? Yeah. Make you think, don't it? So, I mean, my whole thing with that is stop acting like everybody else is trash and Tank's the only good fighter in the division. When we know who's not trash, but he don't want to fight these motherfuckers that's in the division. So, for him to say he had a name that he called out, come on, man. Here's my thing. I don't give a fuck about that. The same way he don't care about title belts and undisputed and pound. I don't give a fuck about fame. I don't give a fuck about that cash cow bullshit. All I fucking care about is the fights, and I understand what comes with it. But I'm not, so I don't give a fuck about that, because talent recognizes talent, and that's why I gave you the analogy that I did. Like if I'm fighting an Eddie Hearn or whoever's my promoter, and they're trying to get me to fight some bum, but I'm going to make that easy money and get the tour. Now, if it's a stay busy fight and there's nobody, fuck it, because I'm gonna go get that $20 million. But if I have a choice, I get to fight Fury or get to fight, what the fuck I'm gonna fight Manuel Charr for? Who the fuck wants to see that? That means everybody's just coming to see Aries, how fast he's going to dismantle this guy. They don't even care about Manuel Charr. And even if I was the favorite to go in there and fight Fury, my point is, I want to have that respect on my resume. You understand? So, we're not going to play this game with act stupid like Shakur ain't on this level. Oh, y'all all thought by now that you was going to see this motherfucker climb up to the top rope, do that backflip, raising his hands, and that's not what happened. And this is what I've been telling you guys, man. You hear me say it often. You do not know what's going to happen come fight night. So when I say I think this person should win, or I feel confident that a person should win, I'm not guaranteeing you that shit. And that's why you can't take anybody lightly on top of that. I think Tank really felt like he was just going to walk through Lamont Roach. Now, Tank liked to critique fighters. You don't fucking think that he saw that Jamel Herring fight? You don't think that I mean, you are y'all really that fucking stupid? Like, which one of y'all? Which one of y'all are really that stupid? Go ahead and go in the comment section and embarrass yourself and be honest and say, I was that stupid and I thought he was going to knock Lamont Roach out. Now, you mean to tell me this man thinks Lamont Roach is that good and he's telling you he'll knock out Keyshawn Davis and he'll knock out Shakur? And he hates the fact. Look at Tank's facial expression anytime Shakur name comes up. He hates that shit. Keyshawn Davis said, plain and simple, I don't need Tank, but I want to fight him. Keyshawn Davis is probably right now. He's probably right now feeling like, I don't care if it's Tank or Lamont. I just want to fight either one of them, since it was a draw. So if Lamont would have won, then Keyshawn more likely would have wanted Lamont. But because it was considered a draw, he's probably like either one. And why? Because he knows. And I haven't seen any shit yet, but I'm whatever I see is what I'm going to see. But he knows. I believe he knows Tank lost that fight. And that would make him look like a sucker if he think that Tank lost but still want to fight Tank instead of fighting, well, I mean, Tank has something he wants. You know what I'm saying? As far as that. But what I'm saying is, to be honest, like, I wouldn't try to lie and say I think Tank won just to, no, I'd be honest. And that shit wasn't no draw, man. Lamont Roach won that fight. And Tank knows he lost that fucking fight. And you could see Tank's body language after the fight. How he had his head down the whole time. He know he lost that fucking fight. He know he lost it. And when you hear people, like, that's why I say it's so funny how many of y'all love Terrence Crawford so much. But when he gives you his opinion and breaking down, now, of course, he's going to go with Shakur over Tank because that's his boy. That's his, hey. But what I'm saying is, it's funny how y'all don't pay attention to why he thinks Shakur will win. What I'm saying to you guys is really, really simple, man. when you get in that ring, what you bring to the table that night might not be enough. It might not be enough in a rematch, but it might end up being enough in a third fight. Who knows? But I'm not into people just rematching just to rematch. I mean, I know that just like Tank fans don't want that fight with Shakur Stevenson. They don't want that fight with Keyshawn Davis because they're afraid that he's going to lose. And then the ones who are into the drama, they're also worried about somebody surpassing Floyd. Let me say this real quick, and this is not to be to downplay the little brother, but it's just to be honest with you. So downplaying however the fuck you want to see it, let the games begin. Tank will never be Floyd. We will probably never see another Floyd, but Tank definitely won't be Floyd. See, Tank wants to be seen that way. Tank hasn't put the work in. Tank is in a position of, I'm going to make all this money every time I get in the ring. If somebody come here and knock me the fuck out. And if that don't happen, cool, I'm going to get out undefeated. That's his focus. He didn't have the same ideals and the same mindset as Floyd. In fact, you got to understand, Floyd was the jetpack and the fuel to his fucking fire in the first place. See, and he got to a point where he felt like, I don't need Floyd no more. I'm that nigga without Floyd. That's what Tank thought. And now you see everything he does. He's bitter. He's angry. He's upset. Floyd is out here doing Floyd. You understand what I'm saying? This is the same dude. Let's just be real. Remember, Tank made a video talking about how Floyd, all these motherfuckers over there in Dubai, whatever they was, talking about, they got him over there, or wherever the fuck he was, they got him as hostage. All that shit, they won't let him leave. He owe money. That nigga broke. Now, all of those things that he was saying, you think he was saying that shit just to say it? Like, not saying it was true. My point is, he wanted us to think it was true. You think he was... No, he meant that shit. He wanted to see shit happen to Floyd. And as it stands, you see what Floyd is doing. So, you know, people always want to run with a stupid narrative. We've heard 50 Cent talk that shit. We've heard Oscar De La Hoya talk that shit years ago. And every time you turn around, Floyd done bought a new $3.5 million car. He done purchased a new house. He done purchased housing development shit with, got his gentleman's club. The dude is doing what he's doing. Yet, you're sitting up here and look at his age at 30. You know Floyd was already a 5 fucking time champion by the time he was 30? Huh? Yeah. Floyd was already, come on, way more accomplished than what fucking Tank is. And so for that man to plan his exit strategy and do what he's doing and take over his career, man, y'all talk all that bullshit about Floyd, but y'all got no problem with Terrence Crawford saying shit like, I'm at a point in my career I can do whatever I want. I don't care what nobody say, what they think. Fuck them. Y'all ain't got no problem with Canelo. I ain't do what I want. And I'm Mexican. Oh, that's all good. That's all good. Floyd fought until he was 38. Okay? On a professional pro circuit. Left, came back. How old was he for? Kind of 39, 40, whatever. Came back, $300 million. Which means he wasn't holding no title belts. He wasn't holding up the division. And without a belt, that motherfucker made $300 million in one night. You motherfuckers got belts and can't make $300 million your whole fucking career. And I'm not saying this to brag about this motherfucker's money. Fuck his money and him. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the principles and the reality that y'all fail to fucking see in your favorite fighters. They're trying to be something that they're not. It's like I said, man. It's like you out somewhere working and you got a motherfucker next to you and you out here working, your bucket's full. Your tools are being used. This motherfucker just walking. Whew. He ain't doing shit. And this motherfucker get paid like you? Nah, man. Nah, you got to put the work in. And the reality is, this motherfucker's a 30-year-old prospect. Because until you start beating some experienced A-level, B-level fighters. He has none of those on his resume. See, and this is the point of what I'm saying. Now, Lamont Roach, I give a lot of credit to because he came and he fought and he showed, no, man, I'm a good fighter. I told you guys he was a good fighter. He was decent. He was good. He's decent. He's good. He's decent. Yeah, he can fight. But do I see him as better than Keyshawn, or do I see him as better than Shakur? Mm-mm. Now you know how we find out for sure when they get in the ring and fight. So if he wants to go with that process of elimination mentality and let Keyshawn, and he already said it, yeah, them niggas need to fight each other, yo, fuck. So okay, he said out of his own mouth in the post conference that he was going to announce who he was fighting next, and he said that that person came into his locker room, and we know it wasn't Shakur, we know it wasn't Keyshawn. So once again, he thought he was going to walk through Lamont Roach, and it didn't happen. He already had another opponent in mind, according to him. So who the fuck was it going to be that you even care to see him fight? Who else? Which other fighter is he going to take that he think he's supposed to walk through and then try to talk about them like they're the baddest motherfuckers in the world? But then this is the same dude sitting there talking about it's going to get bad, and he was trying to tell everybody how you going to destroy this dude and everything. All that shit talking he did. Man, he went in there and was gifted a draw. And I know, I'm not stupid. See, I know when people talk a lot of shit, they want you to believe it. The opponent and you watching. They want you, everybody. They want you to believe that bullshit. Of course they tell you that shit. I'm going to do this. Why you bring your mom, yo, it's going to get bad. I'm telling you. And then on top of that, when every fighter sounds stupid. Every fighter. When they say shit like, you ain't shit, who you beat? But they picked that fighter to fight. So, no, that's a question you should be asking yourself. Why'd you pick a motherfucker that didn't beat nobody? Now, when I say you beat a fighter that didn't beat nobody, and your fans go, oh man, why you hating? Hating, stupid motherfucker. This motherfucker that you cheering for said that this motherfucker he fighting didn't beat nobody. Why you not asking him that? He's the one who fucking initiated it. I'm repeating it. And I'm repeating it and explaining the intention this motherfucker had when he said that shit. Why y'all not saying, hey, Tank, why you fighting these motherfuckers who ain't fighting nobody? Shit, we paying our money to come see you, but goddamn, nah, y'all a bunch of charity cases. Y'all broke as fuck giving these rich motherfuckers y'all money. Stupid as y'all. Y'all the dumb motherfuckers, to be honest with you. I wasn't paying for that shit. And Aries is straight. I'm good. I wasn't paying for that bullshit. I don't give a fuck. And it was a good card. I ain't paying for that shit. You fucking broke. Here's a fucking fighter calling other fighters, y'all niggas is broke. We definitely getting money over here. Y'all niggas is broke. Which one of y'all out there got more money than Devin Haney? Fuck Devin. Which one of y'all got more money than Bill Haney? Yeah, and these motherfuckers are multimillionaires, and he calling them broke. So what the fuck you think he feel about you, motherfucker? If this man can sit here and tell you he don't care about title belts and none of that shit, or the way I was raised, or I get my money, get in, and then get out, right? Okay, that means you, the paying customer, who probably lived the same or similar lifestyle that he did, probably got to save money just to fucking go pay to watch a fucking fight, just to say I saw a good event. I don't respect any fighter when they say that shit, talk about calling people broken. Yeah. So that's what I'm telling you. You broke as fuck. Yeah, you're broke as fuck. And you're sitting up here arguing over this motherfucker. And any of them, I don't give a fuck about none of them on a personal level. None of them. None of them. You think if I had to fight AJ, I'm going to go in there talking about, man, I like AJ and don't matter. Don't matter. I'm going to beat your motherfucking ass. My job is to come and beat your motherfucking ass. And you ain't going to like me too much at the end of the fight. So, man, come on. We competitors. You understand what I'm saying? And he like, all of a sudden these niggas brothers talk about Keyshawn and Shakur. You need to fight each other. Them niggas, man. Right. Why you worrying about them? That's the difference. This is what I'm saying. The mindset is different. I want to beat everybody. Because when I lay my gloves down and motherfuckers pull up my resume and say, damn, this motherfucker fought everybody for real. How the fuck you gonna respect Mike Tyson's resume more than Holyfield's? You can't. Now, of course, stupidity and favoritism, you can say you like Mike more, even though he got his ass bust twice by Holyfield, but look, you can't even compare their resumes. You can't compare their fucking resumes. But y'all, Mike Tyson. Make excuses for this fucking grown-ass man. 50 fucking 8 years old. And they, oh man, it's a shame how they taking advantage of Mike. What the fuck do you mean? This is a grown-ass, damn near 60-year-old man. And he's still being taken advantage of? I'm from the fucking hood. We seen dead bodies on a regular basis. I grew up in a neighborhood that was a fucking suburb that turned ghetto as fuck, turned hood, and people would pop on a regular. I remember we was at some female's house, we chilling, me and this motherfucker in the living room sitting on the couch, and the motherfucker ran and jumped in the window and was running, and the motherfucker hopped in behind him. Yo, oh shit. True story. Motherfucker reached in his pocket, threw $200 bills on the floor, like, yo, my bad, and chased the motherfucker through. Chick name was Kim. Hey, Jace, remember Kim? And they ran through the back door. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? That kind of shit was on a regular. You go down the street, it's like 20 houses on the street. Every house condemned except for 2. Broken glass everywhere. The street smell like piss and shit. All of that. You think I woke up every day going, smell that shit and piss. This is living. Good morning, my neighbors. No, we didn't do that shit. We didn't embrace that shit. We wasn't fucking proud of that shit. We got the fuck up out of there. You understand? While we was there, some of us was helping the elderly, helping little kids, looking out, doing little shit. We ain't got no organization. We ain't got no machine behind us. It was us doing that. You think I would ever tell my fucking self, man, nigga, I ain't even supposed to be here, you know what I'm saying? Also, the only way of your existence on this earth meaning something, you have to be rich to do it. Y'all don't understand the mindset, man. And all that psychology that you got to do to try to make yourself feel invincible. Real men don't need that shit. Yeah, and I'm saying it, let me repeat it. Real men don't need that shit. I don't ever want to go back to that. Grow the fuck up. Y'all don't want to go back to it, but when you're not in the ring, you in every club, every strip club, getting drunk, getting in beefs, hanging with the wrong people, and when people try to talk to you, you don't want to hear that shit. You want to just do what you want to do. Just saying. Some people retire and stay retired. Marciano's one of them. You know, Andre Ward's another one. Joe Calzaghe's another one. I mean, you got certain people. They hung it up and they was good. You know, Floyd is retired. He's just doing exhibitions. So y'all still keep asking for him to come back. And the crazy part, Tank Davis is on the same shit. He want to fight Floyd. That's his dream fight. What is Canelo saying? His dream fight is with, huh? 2 motherfuckers still active in their 30s. Y'all want to fight somebody 47 years old. And I think Floyd is still kick Tank Davis' ass, to be honest with you. He might still beat fucking Canelo. And that should have never happened. And Canelo ain't going to fight Floyd at no weight but 168. And Floyd can't even make 168. So let's clout chase and call a man name that we know we're not going to fight. Y'all don't understand. And Canelo's on that same bullshit, fighting motherfuckers that we don't want to see him fight. Anyways, man, yeah. You know, man, I keep it real about everything, man. Let me explain this shit to you. I don't give a fuck who the fight is. I don't give a fuck if it's Terrence Crawford. I don't care if it's Jerron Boots Ennis. I don't care if it's Clarissa Shields. I don't care if it's Anthony Joshua. I don't care who the fuck it is. If I had this suit up, I'm fucking you up. If my family had this suit up, they fucking you up. Who you think I'm cheering for? You think I'm cheering for my family and Anthony Joshua? No, fuck that. We beating AJ's ass. Ain't no motherfucking, I'm cool both sides. Now, after we go bust that ass, we can embrace and be chill if you ain't too mad about what the fuck I just did to you or whatever. But you got a problem with me, you got a problem with my family. You got a problem with my family, you got a problem with me. You know, you got a problem with them. Bottom line. That's so I'm nobody's motherfucking fan. I watch you motherfuckers from a distance. Like I said, I appreciate a good fight and I respect when people come in there and do their job. And that's all the fuck it is. Nowadays, the president's a celebrity. Everybody running around still talking about what Trump, every move he make, everything that's going on. You can't even focus on enjoying your life because you so caught up into what everybody's doing to the point where you don't even see sunshine when it's out. Every fucking day is a rainy day to you. Like you understand what I'm saying? These motherfuckers nothing but men. And as I said, their job is to fight. Winning is the goal. You understand what I'm saying? It's a difference. You don't know if you're going to win. You're just going in to fight, to win. But that's your job, is to fight. So when you're declining fights and don't want to fight the best fighters out there, I don't respect that shit. And if any of y'all don't realize, as much shit as he talk, Tank Davis, he's trying his best to play it safe. And he thought Lamont Roach was the safer out of anything out there. There's no excuse for you to... Lomachenko turned you down after negotiations. Keyshawn Davis was still available. Shakur Stevenson was still available. And you could have very easily reached out to any one of them. Why you think you didn't? Now, what I'm telling you is, if you saw this fight last night, and what you think is you saw an opponent in Lamont Roach that's better than Keyshawn Davis and better than Shakur, you're not being realistic. You're really not. And in fact, if you don't really understand why he chose Lamont Roach after seeing this fight, you're still sleeping. You're sleeping with you're sleeping. Your eyes is wide open, but you're still sleeping. You still don't get it. But it's all good. It was a good fight. And I already know what's what. And like I said, Tank can fight. We already know he can fight, which is why I say he don't need to take the route that he's taking. Because I know why. You know how we use that term? A cherry pick going wrong? Oh, yeah. Who asked for this fight? This wasn't no mandatory. This was a voluntary fight. Y'all don't have a problem when people skip their mandatories. But when somebody like this shit dealing that Daniel Dubois did, well, I didn't see anything on my own. But somebody had told me that what the fuck did he say? I'm not even doing no video on this shit because it's like, hey, well, if something come up, then yeah. Who the fuck? Well, yeah, somebody. Well, somebody. Yeah, they were on my Instagram. Fuck did they say? They said somebody did a video. They said they saw a video of saying that Daniel Dubois is supposed to be in Brazil or some shit. Now, I'm saying, if this motherfucker was sick, right? I don't know why the fuck a person would travel while they're sick. And let's say he's better now or whatever. I'm just saying, that's some suspect shit to me. Because that's vacationing. What the fuck you in Brazil for? You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if that's true or not, though. So I'm not going to go make a video about it. But the person told me, he's like, nah, I seen the video and this dude was saying something about Daniel Dubois will be in Brazil or this and that. Then he said he was in London or some shit. And I'm like, all right. But just saying, think about it. If that would be true, what the fuck are you in Brazil doing? Because if you sick, if your thing is to recoup and get back in the ring. You understand what I'm saying? What the fuck you in Brazil for? You went to Brazil to train? Really? Come on, man. So I'm just saying, all this goofball shit that happens in boxing and people cheering for their favorites and nobody can do wrong when you like that fighter, but you have every complaint about fighters you don't care about. Yeah, man. Yeah. Case in point, good fight. If a fighter lose, they lose. Shit happens. You live to fight another day, but Tank lost this fight as far as I'm concerned. And I think Lamont Roach did everything that he should have done. Everything that he could have done. If he could have did more, he would have did more. And I go for both of them. And I think that he won this fight. Simple. And in fact, a whole lot of y'all think he won. A whole lot of y'all think Lamont Roach won this fight. A whole lot of y'all think Tank Davis lost this fight. Only Tank Davis fans are going to be the ones trying to deny it, or people that want to play neutral because they're cool with both sides or whatever type of shit. But It ain't got nothing to do with that. Tank lost his fight. And he knows he lost his fight. But that's boxing, right? Hey, fuck it. Now they can do it again. And it's all about a cash grab. And the fact that the favorite still has his belt, more likely he's going to make more. So now Lamont Roach gets 2 good paydays. Now, should Lamont Roach win a rematch if it happens? Then, hey, man, he established himself for sure. And he goes forward. Now, does that make him the cash cow? Does that make him, can he take Tank's spot and everybody's interested, in it doesn't necessarily happen that way. Just like when Beaver went in and beat the shot of Canelo. He didn't become the cash cow. He didn't all of a sudden, now he's some global sensation. No. But people want to act like it never happened. Now, if Tank wins, what it does is, regardless to him winning, and especially if he wins a decision and not a knockout, and there's no real brutality going on in there, now people are going to be looking like, yo, I don't know, Keyshawn might be able to beat him. Yo, Shakur might be able to beat him. Now, all of a sudden, there's no 10-1 odds. No, it's like, yo, this might be a 50-50 fight. Or none of that matters anyway. But bottom line is, now it will be looked at like, yo, this is going to be a good fight. And these fighters, a lot of times, are too stupid to realize that shit. But they don't care about legacy. And that came out of Tank Davis's mouth. He don't care about legacy. He don't care about championships. He don't care. I just want to make my money, talk my shit, and y'all stroke my ego and believe I'm pound for pound the best fighter out there. You say you don't care about all those things, but you want to be seen as number one. How the fuck you gonna be seen as number one when you don't want to fight motherfuckers that is the top? Like, you know what I mean? That's how you kill all doubt. I beat your top fighters. I beat your favorite fighters. That's how you kill the doubt. Not going in there talking about these niggas don't want to fight me. They be talking like that, but they ain't built like that and blah, blah, blah. But they calling your name and you're the one turning down the fight. Come on, y'all. I'm trying to wake y'all up. I'm bringing awareness to this shit. Stop watching these fucking fighters and praising them. Start to understand what you're looking at. When you get to that point, and that's what I said, maybe it's better that he does retire. But you see what happens with people like him? And mind you, he's 30. Floyd was 38 when he left. Right? Came back and fought, like I said, wasn't holding up no belts or nothing, came back and fought for no belt. And that's why I'm like, y'all make these haters. This shows you the hate. These motherfuckers made so much of a fucking problem about Floyd doing what he did. And I'm like, what did Floyd do? Like I said, he wasn't holding no belt. He wasn't holding up the division. And he came back and fought one more fight for $300 million. And not one of you stupid motherfuckers out there, you'll be a fucking lie if you're going to say you wouldn't have came back for that $300 million. And that's what he fucking did. And the crazy part is, you remember, like, example, I'm going to show you how biased y'all are. Example. Remember there was a fight that Tank had and Floyd was telling Tank what to do? And Calvin Ford was in the corner with him and he's telling him, like, yo, you down on the unofficial scorecards. Yo, you got to step it up. Tank sitting over there telling him, yo, no, he can't be. He's like, yo, I'm telling you, on the unofficial scorecard, you are down. On the yo, step it up. You got to step up. And then Tank went out there and stepped it up and got the knockout. Y'all complain. Even the commentators. Well, I understand Floyd is this and this and that, but Calvin Ford, man, he's the trainer. You ain't gonna listen to one voice. One voice. What did Tank say about having two trainers? That's dope. I get two. It's probably the history, whole first time in the history of boxing. Oh, but it was a problem when Floyd was giving instructions to him to try to wake his ass up. Oh, you gotta step it up, right? But wait, Tucky Allen Sheik the other week, I forget the fighter's name. This motherfucker goes over there and he's telling the fighter. I saw this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is Turkey doing? Hey, you're down on this scorecard. He's talking about the official scorecards. Now look at this shit. This is the motherfucking owner. This is the fucking host of the event. This is the motherfucker paying everybody. And this motherfucker goes over there looks at the scorecards and goes in the corner of the fighter that he wants to win. He's telling him this in the corner during the fight. You're down. I need you to step up to fight. Right? Now, it's cool for you to go tell Anthony Joshua behind closed doors, hey, man, I know you can win. I need you to knock this guy out, whatever. Or, hey, Deontay, hey, I know you're going to do it. I can see that. Okay, you got your favorites, whatever. But you came out to the fucking ring. You're telling the fucking fighter what the official scores are. And trying to pump him up to come back. What about the other fucking fight? What kind of shit is that? And you motherfuckers ain't bashing him and talking shit, but y'all talk shit because Floyd simply telling Tank to step it up. And Tank sitting up here talking all this shit like Floyd was against him. But I'm like, yo, like I said, it's that whole master trying to turn, student trying to turn on the teacher shit. And now, yeah, I know enough without you. But hey, man, I tell you what, one of the funniest things that could happen, and if this does happen, Tank gonna be fucked up in the head. Because Tank showed me tonight, or last night, should I say, Tank showed me that if he's not fighting the way that he likes to fight, where he can dictate, he doesn't really know how to put this shit together and have the same effectiveness. You know what I mean? It's like a rapper that can rap about some street shit, but he can't rap about females or like family shit or something of real substance or anything. He doesn't have that versatility. He's only sounding good when he's rapping one way, and then he fades out because every song starts sounding the same. All the topics is the same. Same shit with fighters, man. And now he can learn from this. Maybe this is more experience that he can gain. It's okay. Nah, see, hey, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. He owes the public that rematch. He owes Lamont Roach that rematch. Now, he should feel like he owed it to himself if he really believes in himself that he can do better. Because when he said, I could have stopped him, I'm like, at what point did you hit him with anything that made you say that? I mean, you landed some shots. He landed some shots. But at what point did you hit him and wobbled him or showed that he was hurting? You could have stopped him. That's the ego talking, man. See, I pay attention to all that because one thing I learned about people was when they can't be honest with themselves, they have weaknesses. They have weaknesses that have yet to be exploited mentally. And you guys might not see it like that, but I'm a cerebral motherfucker. And I see that shit. Tank is uncomfortable when he's not seen as I'm that motherfucker. Like when you come in this ring, you do what I want you to do. And when he can't get that, we seen this tonight. Now, imagine him fighting Shakur. Do you know how hard it's going to be for that motherfucker to land on Shakur? And y'all can say Shakur boring, or he's going to be a boring fight or whatever the fuck. Tank don't know how to call for ring, first of all. He don't. Like I said, he's quick on his feet when he's going backwards. Not going forward. Going forward, he's careful with getting in. But on his feet going backwards, when you got to follow him, he keeps his hands up high, he's moving, he's waiting, he lures you in and all that kind of shit. And fighting against Shakur is going to be difficult. I told you guys before, that style Shakur has is going to be a problem for Tank because Tank, now being able to catch him and hurt him and knock him out, whatever, with a clean, good shot or whatever, that's always a possibility. But just saying, for him to catch him clean, and multiple times on top of that, and like the way Shakur fights, it's going to be a problem for Tank, man. If he can't land that shot that he need to get him out of there, it's going to be a problem for Tank. Because I can see Shakur outpointing him. I can see Shakur landing the more telling blows, meaning, I don't mean harder, I just mean you see Tank head snapping back, you realize Tank's getting hit, and he's having problems landing on Shakur. And Shakur is able to keep on the outside. And when Tank has to work his way in, he's 2-3 shots getting in, 3-4 shots getting in. Even if 2 out of 4 is landing, bottom line, he's getting hit, he's getting outpointed, and Shakur's boxing and moving, and Shakur's conditioning is there. And Tank gets to the point where he needs to knock out the win and can't get the knockout. It doesn't matter what you say. You could say, he was bored, he's all defensive, whatever. Y'all say the same shit about Sky Nicholson. Y'all try to say that shit about Floyd. People said it about Michael Nunn. There was times people were saying about the Darrell brothers. They even said it about Andre Ward a couple of times. Like when he fought against, Sergey. Oh, man, he should let his hands go more in the first fight. He's not doing this. Dude went up to white light heavyweight. It's different now. You fighting these bigger, stronger dudes. This ain't 160 no more. It's a 17-pound jump. But, people were talking and talking and talking and talking. But in the rematch, he went in and broke him down like he was supposed to, and he got the win. But the point, what I'm saying is, a fighter is stupid if he fights the way the fans want him to fight. You have to fight the way you're comfortable. So, yeah, man, Tank not getting the knockout isn't the bad part. It's just the part that what's bad is the fact that he truly lost his fight. That's the bad part. And they call that shit a draw. So, yeah. Yeah, man, it's crazy. You know what's so funny, man? Because I'm really a humble guy. I'm really someone who I bring awareness and I tell the truth. If you motherfuckers pay attention to what I say and take these fighters' nutsacks out your mouths and grow up, you realize, damn, this motherfucker know what he be talking about. Oh, man, you don't know boxing, man. Yeah, I know. Some shit I've been doing all my fucking life, but your little bitch asses know. And you don't do shit but suck nuts and talk shit about fucking fighting, pray these motherfuckers. Hey, listen. Like I said, Tank wasn't exposed. Tank was in for a real fight, that's all. But he showed it was not about exposed. He showed what showed is that he was uncomfortable. Because Lamont Roach wouldn't fight the way he wanted to fight. And then when he was right in front of Tank, the thing was, Tank's ego was more like, why the fuck you not moving more? Why are you standing right here in front of me? And then when he started letting his hands go, Lamont was letting his hands go with him. And you can't say he was outgunning Lamont, because he wasn't. See, so Lamont beat him at his own style. Mentally, that fucks a person up. See, remember when Ray Leonard got so angry because, Roberto Duran was disrespecting him and his wife and all of that. And Leonard went there in the first fight. And he went in there and tried to beat Duran at his own game. I'm going to rub it in his face because I'm not only going to win, but I'm going to beat him at his own, fighting his style. And it didn't work for Leonard. Now, he hurt. I remember him buzzing Duran in that fight. With, good shot, caught him, wobbled him, stuff like that. It was a good fight. They went back and forth, but Ray fought stupidly. In the rematch, Ray fought the way he was supposed to. Made him quit. No mas. Yeah, made him quit. Didn't even like he belonged in the ring with him. See, this is what I'm saying. You guys got to understand. Like I said, y'all always want to talk about how styles make fights. But when it comes to your favorite fighter, all of a sudden now, that shit is irrelevant. Yeah, the guy you want to win, his style is what matters. If you don't understand that Tank sees the danger in Keyshawn, he sees the danger in Shakur, you guys are fools. And you're lying to yourselves. And if you don't want to see the fight, it's because you guys are cowards. You're scared that Tank's going to lose. And Tank himself only gets pissed off when Shakur and Keyshawn's name come up because he don't want to fight them. And let me just tell y'all something. Lamont Roach is not better than either one of them. Now, if they fight, that's what we know for sure. What Arias is telling you right now, he's not better than Keyshawn. And he's not better than Shakur. And Tank knows it too. Talk to me in the comment section, y'all. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video.